We've got to figure out what's going on.
Bomb, 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 bomb. We have to find out what's going on.
I called the mayor. I said, what's going on?
What's going on?
What is going on, Mika?
President Obama, where he refuses even to use the term of what's going on.
I said, what's going on?
We have to find out what is going on.
What the hell is going on?
What is going on? It's a great question. Great question, Trump. This is the Church of Atheism podcast. This is our third part of the three-part series. We talked about Hitler in our first episode. We go into the second, the gun debate in the second. Now it's time for our third. Just a quick reminder, you can check us out on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and now you can check us out on Stitcher. All you Stitcher fans out there, we're on there as well. Don't forget, as always, we are on Patreon if you want to help support the podcast. Patreon.com/Church of Atheism. Let's just get into it. Without further ado, episode number 18? Part 3 of 3. So now the thing is, who are the Democrats going to bring for 2020? If Trump was still around.
I don't know, because I feel like at this point, I don't know, that's a really interesting thing. I feel like Hillary's going to try again, but...
I really hope not.
Yeah, I think that... See, I think almost electing Trump, I'm hoping that in the future, it's going to turn out to have been a positive thing. Because it's like, yeah, this is what happens when either you don't take it seriously, or
right.
You're just so focused on... I don't know, like, you're so focused on your... See, I feel like Democrats aren't even Democrats, they just hate Republicans and vice versa, you know?
Yeah, it's not even like
party loyalty. It's more about them hating the other side. That's just what it feels like, anyway.
Absolutely. It feels more like a fucking sports rival than a goddamn... Like,
That's
we're supposed to do this together.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like, that's... Like, I heard, it was like Kurt Metzger, comedian, he was talking about how, like, that's what politics is like football fans. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, you root for my team or else fuck you. Like, that's totally what American politics has devolved into. And I'm really hoping that maybe this election will have caused people to wake the fuck up. Because, like... Sure, okay, people, voted for Donald Trump, but also, I blame the goddamn fucking Democrats in that because, especially, like, the actual, like, Democratic machine, like, they fucked Bernie over. Like, it was proven that Hillary sabotaged Bernie.
Right.
And I think there was a pretty good chance that he could have won, even though, like, I don't know, he's a Jew, and he's kind of... He has socialist ideas, which I don't have a problem with that, but, like...
There's people who would.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who wouldn't look past that.
Well, I think he would have had a much better chance than Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he could have gotten at least some... Well, this is what they need to do for the 2020, in my opinion, is get someone towards the middle.
Yeah.
Liberal center. Because you can start to pick off some of the people who are falling off the Trump train.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people.
Oh, there's a lot. Like...
But if you make them choose between Trump and the farthest person on the left you can find, they're going to go with Trump again.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You put someone who's more in the middle of things, they can pick them off.
At least with, like, Bernie, like... This sounds slightly hypocritical of me to say, but, like... Bernie he would definitely speak his mind, but the difference between him and Trump is that it seemed like Bernie actually gave a shit about people.
Right. He told Trump that just edit for him.
Yeah, clearly. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like Trump's endgame is that he's a billionaire. Like, where do I go from here? I'll become president.
Right. I almost wonder if he was a billionaire and isn't anymore.
I honestly don't think... I don't think he is a billionaire. Because For one thing, he wouldn't release his taxes. And I can't remember if I told you about
He's under audit.
Yeah.
How fucking long is an audit? Anyway, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I told you about this, but if you remember, like, 5 or 6 years ago, they did the Comedy Central roast of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this on an earlier episode. But anyway, so, like, one of the head writers for that was Kurt Metzger, and he was talking about how usually in, like, when they do the celebrity roasts, which, by the way, those suck. They need to go back to when they roasted just comedians, because it's a lot funnier.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, like, whenever they roast a celebrity, there's always, you know, a few things, like maybe this person, like, maybe they had a relative die or something.
Right.
You know, something personal and tragic that is off limits. So, like...
And they'll say it beforehand.
Yeah, they'll say that, yeah. Like, that's usually how they agree to do it.
You can say whatever you want to about me, but you can't bring up this thing.
Yeah, like, you can't mention my brother who died in a car wreck or something.
Right.
So, like, they were doing that with Donald Trump, and then he was talking about how the only thing that was off limits was you could not joke about how he might not be a billionaire.
Yeah, and Seth MacFarlane said the same thing.
Yeah. Like, the only topic that was off limits is you cannot make jokes suggesting that he is not as rich as he claims.
It's like, what an egomaniac.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Look, you can make fun of how terrible my hair looks, how orange my face is, how tiny my hands are, how fat I am. Just talk about my money.
Yeah, that's, like, so crazy.
Jesus, dude.
So no, I don't think he's worth near as much as he says.
No, not either. But I think that's why he pushed so hard to become president. Because
Mm-hmm.
look at all the shit. Like, I don't know. I still don't understand how it's not a conflict of interest for him to be still the head of a business. How can you be the head of a company and the president?
See, all my life growing up, I genuinely thought that was against the rules.
Me too.
Like, I swear to God, in school, they taught us that. Like, because I remember when Dick Cheney was vice president, he had to give up his position at Halliburton.
Right. And Bush had to sell the Texas Rangers.
Yeah,
like
Bush,
a baseball team.
Yeah, and if there's one thing the presidency is probably not going to affect, is that it's a goddamn baseball team.
Right.
But
somehow he's still got his shit?
Yeah, he had to get rid of his baseball team, and yet Donald Trump keeps getting to further his own financial interests.
I don't understand anything that's happening. I don't understand why that's happening. I don't understand how there's so many people without security clearances in the White House all the time. I don't understand how we're allowing Russians into the Oval Office without the media there. I don't get it. How is any of this even happening?
I don't know. Yeah, it is fucking... It makes no sense. It is insane.
I'm sorry. At this point, if you're not following along and you don't understand how ridiculous this stuff is, I feel like there's no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no excuse to how can you still support this guy? Just there's so many things going against him. If you're a Christian, how can you support him being a Christian?
Yeah.
When he had now it's come out that he's had 2 affairs.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he grabbed him by the pussy. Yep, that Jesus said that in Genesis book 2.
Yeah, that was right. That was right towards the beginning.
Yep. Something about he made the seas and the heavens, and then he grabbed her by the pussy, and it was
good. After God made Adam, and after he made Eve, he told her to grab her by the pussy.
Okay, so Christians, you should be not following this guy. You should stop supporting him. If you don't know that, you should be.
Yeah.
So then you go to the constitutionalist. Okay, well, he's broken all these constitutional laws. Like, how is any of this taking place? How is our foreign advisor, Jared Kushner? Where's his qualifications? Where's his fucking security clearance? He doesn't have one.
Dude, he fucking hired Omarosa on his staff. Like,
It's
come
fucking
on.
real.
Her only qualification in life is that she was on The Apprentice.
Right.
Like, that is in fucking insane.
It's on a reality show. Put her in the
Yeah.
put her in the presidential cabinet.
Oh, well, she was on my reality show. It was great.
And it was good.
That show sucked, by the way. I watched some of that, like, during the first season. I thought maybe it might be interesting. It wasn't. That was a fucking dumbass show.
And the Celebrity Apprentice ones are even worse.
Oh, those are terrible.
I watched like 2 episodes because there was a poker player in it. Annie Duke. And I fucking hated her, by the way. Just totally different topic for another day. But I watched a few episodes. I'm like, this is entertaining. People watch this.
Yeah.
People are getting into this show. I just don't understand how any of this stuff is taking place.
Yeah.
I feel like reality is not real.
No, it's like, it's really, it just turned into a fucking joke, into a public spectacle.
Yeah. It was one thing when he was running. Now the fact that he's still here, it's like, how are we letting him get away with all this stupid shit?
I don't think, oh, you know what sucks? I read on the news, and this kind of bummed me out, because, like, this is how fucking batshit politics has gotten, is that the one dude that I never in my life thought that I would be a huge fan of, fucking John McCain, I guess he got brain cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really kind of come through lately.
I know, yeah, he is like, you know what I think it was, is that you tried running for president, that didn't work, and I think he kind of just like, you know what, I'm old, I don't know, like he really kind of got a real laid-back attitude after he lost presidency.
Yeah.
And not only that, to the point where he was beefing hard with Donald Trump.
He needs to keep doing it.
Yeah. No, it's too bad, because like he was the one Republican that I was like, oh, he actually, I think he actually gives a shit about people. He's like, during his old age.
So surprising.
Yeah, oh, I know, because he was like, you know, hardline Republican, but then now, like, once he got a little older, he just stopped giving a shit about what people think. He's like, you know what? Weed's not hurting anyone. Who cares if it's legal? Gay marriage doesn't hurt anyone. Who cares? Like,
right.
Like, he really, and that's how it should be. It's not hurting anyone. Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
And then the thing that one of the things that made me just fucking sick was when, Trump was talking about how McCain isn't a war hero. You remember that? Because he's like...
Dude, that was disgusting.
Oh, that was fucking gross, dude. Because he's like... Because McCain is a POW. He's like, oh, well, real heroes don't get caught. Like, fuck you.
That was one of the 5 times during the election, or during the campaign, where I was like, oh, it's over now.
Yeah, no shit.
And he just kept... And they keep supporting him.
Mm-hmm.
It was that. It was I prefer my heroes don't get caught. It was what was the grab him by the pussy? I was like, there's no way he's recovering from that one. Sure enough. What was the other? There's like three other big ones where I was just like, there's no way people are going to support him. They're like, yeah, we got this.
If it wasn't for Hillary's. Because the grab by the pussy thing came out right about the same time as Hillary's email scandal. And that was it. That sealed it.
Yep. And this goes back to what I was saying before the podcast even started. Is like, why the fuck are these the only 2 people we can vote on?
No shit. Because you know what argument pisses me off is like, people talk about why they support Trump, and it's like, well, you know, it's better than having Hillary, and I'm like, that should not, like, that's when you know we're in a bad place, because that should not be an option. Like, that should not be even a thing.
No. No, you should. I wonder if the day is gonna be here when we can be like, I'm proud to be voting for this person.
Mm.
Where like both candidates want their side equally to win, instead of both sides want their side to not lose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Like, I hate the other side so much, I just hope we don't lose. Can you imagine if you're rooting for sports teams only because you hated the other team, and you were, like, passionate supporting your guys just because you hated the other team?
Right, actually, when you put it like that, that's insane.
Like,
Yeah.
You're not really a Yankees fan. You just hate Boston so much that you'll go out and spend money on a Yankees hat and a Yankees jersey.
Yeah, no shit. That's gross. It's a gross way to make your choices.
Like, I'm a huge Husker fan. It's not because I'm rooting against the other teams. I'm supporting my team. When was the last time you were able to support the person you were voting?
And this is definitely me trying to be optimistic, but I think this last election, or at least I really hope, like, will make people wake the fuck up. Like, yeah. I really do believe that this will cause more people to vote for third parties.
Right.
Because, I mean...
At least pay more attention during the entire process. I feel like if more people paid attention during the entire process, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
But, like, I think... I know it was on Bill Maher's show. I can't remember if it was him that said it, but he's like, the one silver lining he still has is George Bush gave us Obama.
Yeah.
Like, what is Trump going to give us?
Yeah, no shit.
You know, like, the next president, the next Democrat has to be a solid fucking candidate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anything less just is... There's so many Democrats out there. Find one good one. That's all we have to do. Find a good one. Find a fucking decent one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going up against someone who 47% of the country can't stand.
Right. Yeah, and like the whole thing with fucking Hillary Clinton, the whole bullshit thing is that it was like, oh, well, it's her turn. Like, that was kind of... I feel like that was kind of a big mindset, like,
right.
At least within the Democrat Party, like, oh well, it's Hillary's turn,
right?
Yeah. And that's just as bad as like hate voting. It's like, well, I don't know, that's fucking bullshit. That's why they didn't let Bernie, who I think was probably way better for the people. He at least, to me, appeared like he actually gave a shit.
Yeah. For sure. You know what's really pissing me off, too, speaking of Hillary, is when they keep bringing her up. Like, the election is over.
Yeah.
We're not in campaign mode anymore. I understand Hillary lost. I understand Donald Trump won. But, okay, let's get past that. It's been a year and a fucking half since the election.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's focus on the dipshit in chief now.
Yeah, that's still like the popular argument. Like, how could you support his presidency? Like, well, better than Hillary. Like they on one of the newest South Park seasons, they kept doing that, and their point was like, no, the election is over. We're not campaigning. Like, that is not an argument anymore.
Right. Or it's like if again, I try to talk to people civil on anywhere I can that opposes my view. But like you almost get them backed into a corner. You almost see the light. You can almost like, if I can just get them to realize this one thing, and then they go, yeah, but Hillary, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the on one of the new South Parks. Or the newest. That was like the entire plot point of an episode.
Right. But like my biggest thing with Russia. Okay, let's just pretend for 1 second that we're gonna take Trump's side on this and say he wasn't colluding. Okay, if he wasn't colluding, but he's known for how long that Russia's been attacking us and meddling in our elections, why isn't he giving a shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've said that's been like my last counterpoint, and as soon as I say those words, that's when it shifts to Hillary.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're talking about Trump.
Yeah. Hillary, she's done. I think. I don't think there's any way. I think she'll probably run in the primaries, but I don't think at this point that she has a chance.
I don't either. And I kind of, honestly, I just hope she doesn't come back.
Me too. I hope she doesn't run in the primaries.
We need someone who's going to just, I don't even care who it fucking is. We just need someone who's going to beat him.
Yeah, just anybody. Yeah. Because, of course, Donald Trump's probably going to run for re-election.
If he's not in jail, yes, he will. That's my thing. If he hasn't dropped out or he hasn't been impeached, he'll definitely run.
Yeah. Unless, the approval ratings are just so low. And then he'll probably do some bullshit, he'll probably find some egomaniacal excuse to not run.
Yeah. Fucking bone spurs. I didn't realize how hard president would be.
I didn't realize that. So the one thing you and I haven't discussed is that that Trump book that came out earlier, just right after New Year's.
Oh yeah.
Where the guy, God, I forgot the name of it. Damn it! But I think everyone knows the story of how they straight up let a guy in the White House for months, and then with unrestricted access to everybody.
Right.
That is so funny. And then Donald Trump's like, well, that's fake news or whatever.
Was it Fire and Fury?
Oh, Fire and Fury. Yeah, that's it.
Fake news. It's a fake news. That's been my punchline. Anytime, if I'm joking with somebody and they, back me into a corner where I definitely can't get out of, fake news.
That's another thing that fucking pisses me off so much, is that the whole fake news thing was to describe Breitbart and actual fake news, and then fucking Donald Trump co-opted that, and he uses that as a general term for anyone that reports bad on him.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And that's another thing that just scares me about Trump is just his attack on the media is just, again, we discussed Hitler earlier.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had someone a couple days ago, speaking of this, I was talking to, again, on Twitter, and I was like, so what don't you consider fake news? And he's like, as long as you don't watch, and he named off 70 fucking places you can't, as long as you don't watch CNN, CSNBC, CNBC, MSNBC, if you don't watch Rachel Maddow, if you don't listen to this, it was literally a list of people he doesn't trust.
So, basically, in the end, Highlights Magazine and Auto Trader.
Yeah.
Highlights Magazine and Auto Trader.
Yep.
Those are the only reputable news sources.
Reliable.
Yeah.
Fair and balanced.
Yep. Well, Highlights, they got the hidden pictures.
They got the hidden pictures. They got,
Pictures don't lie?
Nope. And it's worth 1,000 words.
That's true.
You don't need words if you got pictures.
That's true. That is another little-known fact about pictures.
Trump's entire base is still reading Highlights at the age of 45. There's something in Highlights about there's a Johnny and a I forgot their names, but one was the good boy and the other one was the bad boy or whatever.
Oh yeah, are you thinking about Peanut and Jocko?
Maybe.
Because that was from the Weekly Reader that we used to get in second grade.
Yeah, I remember those two. No, this is Goofus and Gallant.
I forgot about them.
Goofus is always the bad one.
Of course.
He always did things the incorrect way, or the mean way. Goofus and fucking Gallant.
Fucking Goofus and Gallant. That's awesome. Oh yeah, no. I forgot what I was gonna say.
The Weekly Reader?
Oh, no, not that. That's a fucking. That is also a reputable publication.
Yes.
Comes out every week. You read it. Boom.
What more could you ask for?
Talk about it, journalistic integrity.
Yep.
Oh no, but the reason I brought up that book is because this really doesn't have anything to do with much, but like I was talking about how he watches about 8 hours of TV daily. Old Donald Trump.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. No, I just thought that was funny. Like he spends, like when he should be presidenting, he's just watching TV.
I'll be far too busy to golf.
You know what you know what the worst thing is that the majority of that he's like it also said in the thing where he watches a lot of Fox News. Like
Yeah.
That should say everything about his character.
Yep.
Not only does he waste his time when he should be running a country, not only does he waste his time watching TV, but he wastes his time watching TV in hopes that they'll talk about how good he is.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
Can you imagine being that guy?
Oh my god.
Honey, they're talking about me again. Claudia. Jesus, man.
Because everybody wants to, get their ego stroked a little bit, but if I'm at work, I'm definitely not going to be spending my time watching stuff about me.
Right. I have shit to do. I know this. I was there.
Yeah.
Melania, they're talking about me again.
Poor Melania, because, I genuinely, obviously she's a gold digger.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There's no
Yeah.
that. But, I almost kind of feel bad for her because, all she wanted to do was get out of Russia, marry a rich person. And then now, all of a sudden, she's like, I really don't think she's interested in fame too much.
I don't either.
I just think she wants to be, comfortable. She wants to be supported. She wants to be able to buy nice, fancy things. And then all of a sudden, she's married to this moron, and all of a sudden, she's just thrust into, the spotlight, and, she's a target. Same with his daughter. People, people heckle those two all the time.
Yep.
In public. And, all of a sudden, they're talking about him, or they're talking about her, when she didn't want that, and they're talking about their possibly mentally handicapped, their autistic son. She clearly just wanted to get out of Russia, live a comfortable life. And then,
She didn't want any of
no,
this.
she so obviously did not want any of this. There are so many great, moments where he's giving a speech, and then they'll show her face,
She's just not happy.
oh no, she is so unhappy.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
I kind of do, but at the same time, it's you marry a guy for his money. Fuck you. That's
You're gonna get what you deserve.
Yeah.
But that's so extreme, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is cruel and unusual punishment.
And not only that, people genuinely would like to murder her simply because she's Trump's wife.
That's ridiculous.
That I don't think anyone really deserves.
No, anybody married to an asshole is already suffering enough.
Yeah.
Come on.
And not only that, she is fucking absolutely gorgeous, and he still cheats on her anyway.
Yeah, dude.
With,
Jesus.
just porn stars and shit. So it's not only that, although I bet she's probably happy about him cheating on her, because that's
Yeah. Less hope she has to
would
do.
Would you want to see him naked? Oh.
No. I see me naked on an everyday occasion.
I was gonna say, I wear a bathing suit in the shower, and I'm at least not a 70-year-old wrinkled man. Like, ugh. Like I don't
You're still doing that?
Yeah. No, I got one of those one-piece, like 1920s bathing suits.
Right.
Like, I don't want to see any of my girlfriend. I don't want them to see me naked, so I could imagine how she feels.
Dude. 72-year-old, overweight, small-handed piece of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, please cheat on me.
I'm sure, actually, that's probably the only scandal she appreciates.
Yeah, right. One less hump for me.
Yeah.
I do apologize. Anyone still listening to this episode, I apologize.
I didn't want to give you that visual. I'm sorry. It's just fucking flabby orange skin.
Do you think his entire body is orange or just his face and hands?
That's a good question.
I kind of feel like he's got like massive farmer tan going on.
Or, here's a better question. Do you think his pubic region has the same awful fake comb over that his head does?
Does the carpet match the drapes?
I really hope it does.
It just sits perfectly on the tip.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's gross and hilarious. It takes him like 6 hours to get ready for his day just to comb his hair and his pubes.
Yeah. I hope I don't re-listen to this episode because I do not want to get that visual in my head again.
Yeah. This is going to be a nightmare to edit. Damn it. Yeah. You gotta record this and that's it. I have to listen to like every second of it multiple times.
Well, I've listened to a number of them back, but I'm going to have to make a note to myself to
not
skip certain parts.
Yeah. Gross. No, I just imagined him like coming, like opening his robe and like pure white, except for his hands and face.
Yeah, honestly, that almost sounds about right.
And the toupee pube.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like, dude, we know that's a fucking rug you're wearing.
Yeah, you're not surprising anybody. You're not fooling anyone.
Oh, yeah, that also reminds me. I'm almost certain that I mentioned this on a previous episode because we were talking about James Says WWE Network and, like, the first several WrestleManias, Donald Trump was always there.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause he's a big wrestling guy. So,
of course he is.
Yeah, of course he is. So, like, Donald Trump was at, like, almost every WrestleMania up to a certain point in the 90s. But I think I did mention this. Whatever. Anyway, so there was one WrestleMania where they did the national anthem at the beginning. You know who wasn't there? Donald Trump.
Yep.
Yep, he didn't come out till after the national anthem, so...
Fucking hypocrite.
Yep.
Ooh. What's it there? Apparently there's a Twitter outage in certain places.
Uh-oh.
And I think they're trying to find some of the bots.
I hope that it's out at the White House. That'd be nice.
Crazy.
That'd be a pleasant day.
Right. Trump can't tweet for 24 hours.
Oh yeah, that's another funny thing is that a few months back they extended the number of characters in a tweet, and oh boy, has he been taking advantage of that.
I love it. I've said it here before. I love that he's doing it. It's letting people, you know. I encourage him to keep tweeting because it's just his fucking middle school, fucking third grade level thinking brain where everyone can see it.
Oh, you know what else is really funny is that there is an official president of the U.S. Twitter page, but he refuses to use it.
Yeah. Like, they'll retweet stuff from his account.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
It's crazy. My biggest another problem I have too is I know personally a handful of still Trump supporters.
Yeah.
And I asked them, like, again, nicely. I'm trying to just see what they're thinking and like where their thought process is that they can still support this guy. And I talk about his tweets, and they're like, "Oh, I don't read his tweets." It's like, what? You don't read his tweets? No, I don't want. I just get upset. Okay, then fucking read his tweets, because that's what he's saying. The person you're supporting, adamantly supporting, is saying these things. So read them. Read what the person you're supporting is saying.
See, now that right there, that is the mindset of like an abused spouse.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't read it because I don't want to come to terms with what an actual monster he is.
Right. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
Maybe you should be reading what he's saying since you support him.
Yeah.
You should see the stupid shit that's coming out of his mouth that you're standing behind. Because I'm sorry, just because you haven't read his tweets doesn't mean that leaves you scot-free without blame. If you still support him, you're part of the problem.
I think that actually makes them a bigger part of the problem. If they support him, but they refuse to hear what he's saying, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's so hypocritical. I support this guy. Do you read his tweets? Nah.
No. Yeah. No.
And they're not stupid people. They can read.
Of course, yeah.
I can see that being an out, because there's definitely some of his fan base that can't even read his tweets. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Pa, can you translate this Twitter message? I'm looking at you, South.
That's right.
Yeah, so my biggest thing is I feel if I have the time, I can't guarantee anything, but if I have the time, I'd like to try to put a web page together about how to register to vote, because I feel like that's so fucking important this year.
Yeah.
So if I have time, I'll do it. If not, I will try to retweet whenever possible someone else tweeting about voting registration and how to do it, because I think it's definitely the top priority this year, is just making sure there's at least some checks and balances going on.
Yeah.
So far, we can't let him go through 2 more years.
No, and people need to understand how, because I feel like there's a pretty good chunk of people that only vote once every 4 years during the presidential election. And really, what people need to understand is that they need to vote in local and state elections, because that's going to help prevent something like this from happening again.
Right. Exactly.
Because you vote in, yeah.
I almost feel like these are more important, to be honest.
I think they are. Because they're the ones that not only directly affect us, but the more, if you're a Democrat, you got to think the more Democrats you vote in office in your state, they're going to be the ones that help prevent, his batshit crazy policies from being passed.
Right. They're getting more and more batshit crazy.
Oh, God, are they? Yeah.
Well, again, I hate quoting the same thing twice, but, Bill Maher's got a thing about the dictator checklist.
Mm.
And he's got 9 out of 10 so far, checked off. I'm not saying he's Hitler. I'm just saying he's acting a lot like a dictator.
Yeah.
Just saying. And that's going to do it for our 3rd episode of this mini-series. Thanks again for everyone who's been listening. Really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying the podcast so far, we thank you very much for listening, and also share it out if you would. give us some love, you know? Pass it on. Show your friends, show your neighbors, start an argument. That's what we're here for. We will be back very shortly with another episode. I'm just going to wrap this one up here. Thank you everyone again so much for listening. We will talk to you next time.